Good morning. There we go. All right, so we are at it again. It's been a few days. It's been Monday and Tuesday, so I do not stream on those days. Now we're back, and we're going to work on that arm animation that I didn't finish last time. I hope to finish it today, since this week is going to be a short stream week. Unfortunately, I do have other obligations. Let's see. Am I getting out of frame? I think I am. Walking myself slowly out of frame. So, right. Quick refresher. Whoever's interested. Last week I spoke about, or on Sunday, I talked about me having a shorter stream week this week. Well, first of all, Monday, Tuesday, not streaming. This Wednesday, well, today, I'm streaming, and also on Sunday. However, both Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which are usual streaming times, I have to do other stuff. There might be a slight chance that I could put in or kind of have a short, late stream on Saturday, but my guess is that's not going to happen. So what we're doing is that we're going to do as much as possible today, and on Sunday hopefully get in a bit more progress. And yeah, well, that's it. Oh, right. More importantly, Sunday will be the last stream in a long time. Well, depending on how you look at it. I will be gone for 3 weeks, likely. I'm on a official vacation from my primary job. I'm going back home to my parents. We're gonna have some good family time, and I need that 3 weeks to kind of recuperate some batteries. I'm not I haven't gone into ran into a wall or something like that. Just feels like it's been quite some time since I had a time off from any type of digital or work related stuff, so it would be nice just to have a time to kind of reset everything. So that's what we're going for, those 3 weeks, and that means I'll be back again. Dates are roughly in my head, but I can't remember exact. So I'll be back no later than the 9th. However, I might be able to squeeze in a stream or two that's the Saturday before that, which is the 5th and the 6th of July. We'll see. We'll see. Don't expect it. It might be a pleasant surprise. We'll see. Let's see how many times I can say we'll see and see today. Anyway, I don't have anything particularly special to report this morning. Nothing new has happened. I don't believe it has. Nothing that I think would interest anyone other than my personal stuff, which is, I guess, part of what you want to discuss as a streamer. At least share some personal stuff, right? Like, who is that oaf behind the camera? What does it do? What's its interest? Things like that. Perhaps. But I'm in no delusion that I'm some kind of super interesting person. I'm just a regular man, dude, talking to a mic in front of camera. No one else is near me, around me, anywhere. At least I don't think so. I mean, it's 6 in the morning. No one will be standing behind me, right? Maybe in the evening, that's another thing. But anyway, I think we could just get into it and see if we can't get something done today. So I'm gonna swap out my scene here to what I call the main one. we go. And we are implementing the animation for the arm that holds my lantern. I think last time we made some progress. We managed to do the rotation, right? Yeah, seems like it. Thing I was thinking though, so it's not really intuitive workflow in the sense that I can't really see where the arm will end up. At the same time, do I want to create extra things to be attached to my character? It's not. I don't think it's going to affect performance. That's not my concern. My concern is to have a outline, a hierarchy for the character blueprint that's just riddled with a lot of stuff, right? I don't want that. I can't think I want a cleaner hierarchy, because in the long run that makes more sense to me. Then again, maybe I should just ignore that, create something right now that I can use, and when I don't need it anymore, go back into the code, remove the 4 lines of code. That's, I think, this thing's going to be implemented with. Yeah, this is one of my big things, right? I tend to overanalyze everything I do. Well, that's not really true. Things I really care about, things that are, well, shown to others is one thing, and then there's things that I think will be impacting myself. That's really something. I used to be a sports guy, playing golf. Say what you want about golf, but it is a sport. And I constantly got the feedback, stop thinking about it. Stop, just play the game. And it does sound like I'm this guy who walks around with a notebook, right? No, I just went with the flow and kind of said, what if this happens? What then? Things like that. And if I do this, will this happen? And I kept doing that instead of saying, I'm going to do this. Then shut up and just move on. So what's more interesting? Me creating a not complicated, certainly not a complicated system, but a bit more advanced than what I had in mind, which was just a simple mesh with an arm going up and out. What could be interesting though is if we go with that simple arm animation, but I also open Blender today and do some block out stuff. I guess that could be fun. And I can do that in those 3 hours that I have today. Wow. I'm gonna have some bit more coffee, see if I can think of it. We're gonna go with the Blender idea, and I think we could actually start in Blender. You know, even better idea. I could potentially just grab the arm from the Unreal character, extract that. I'm really pushing the what ifs right now. Let's go with the code. I'm gonna leave the Blender stuff for now. All right, that's what we're going to do. I am actually going to do the code, and what we need to do, this is what I had in mind, was, let's see, I need to create 2 shapes. Let's see. Right. Those shapes, I wanted them to be regular bug shapes. So what I need is a... Right. It's a using component. It's not going to be a root, but it's going to be... let's call this one idle target. Let's call it idle target. Feels decent. And then another using not idle target, but let's call it active. Not sure if these are that well thought of names, but they will do what I need them to do. So from here, we're current, we have a character. Let's see, let's go with target. You're going to be a... Let's go with tiger on. You know what, since these are likely going to be moved at some point, let's add them up here so I can tell the difference, tell them apart from the other ones. Active target, create active target. And what's the root? What's the root for you? Can't be the same as the arm root, which is part of the... No, it can't. Should you though be... Okay, so I could make this one the main root for everything in this active component, but if I do that and I rotate, but I'm not going to rotate the idle. These are all going to be targets. And let's just... Okay, so that's not the one. Wow, that was definitely the wrong button. Okay, slow down a bit. So, alright, so we do a setup, attachment. Let's go with root. And let's just get... isn't it get root? Oh, right. These can't be... Can these even be part of the component? Now let's do a new idea. These are now going to be part of the main. This might be more messier than I thought it would be, but it is what it is. Okay. Public, no. Right. No, actually they need to be public. They need to be public. Where are you? Where are you? Let's add you right here. Let's actually do this. Go. Now you are done. So what I need is to set the root for you. Set up attachment gas. No, that can be the gaze detection component. It's going to be are you going to be? I guess it could just be root. The same for you. I don't need anything else. I don't need to set an initial rotation. Apart from, I might want to. No, because I'm just going to calculate the direction then. Rotation through their location. I don't want to rotate. Do I want to rotate you? No, I don't want to rotate the... I don't want to rotate either one of them. I was in the idea, thinking maybe if I add the active target to idle as a child to it, and then have idle start and rotate, but that doesn't make sense. And also, if I have it, I don't need an idle actually. I can just return target to its original position. I'm just going to save the current or original rotation. So I can either, let's see, move between them. And also, how do I... Yes, I can just add a cube. Collision cube or something. Because that's one show in the scene. Okay. Let's leave it as is. Do I need... What about the... What about... seeing them then? Because I can't really see them inside the blueprint unless there are cubes attached to them. Let's see if this works. Let's launch Unreal. And I'm going to see if what it looks like if I just add a collision to it. So what I'm looking at is the scene components being roughly in a position where I want the arm, right? I could actually add... Well, that's not what I want, no. Am I really doing something I want to? I just take a breather, I think. Alright, so I do have a skeletal mesh. Did I make it skeletal mesh? Did I actually do a skeletal mesh? I did. How does that make sense? It doesn't. Did I make it? No, I didn't. What? You're going to be a use scene component. Why a skeletal mesh? And also, I am actually going to move you. Makes more sense to me that you are part of this, where we are going to set you as arm root. It will be more apparent in a second. Or I can just say, explain it like this. I want these to have the start, same start as the arm. Then I want to move them, so that I don't have to almost line them correctly. So I just want them in the same position at the start. And I think this is the right way to do that. Unless it's not, then I've learned something, and you're not part of it. Why not? Arm root, arm root. You're correct. Oh. Makes sense. That makes sense. And let's do this. Moving for build. Thing on the side. You can't see it. I can though, and it's done. like this, then compile. Usually that works. Not this time though. Okay, so let's restart. Let's trust the process, right? It may look like I have no clue what I'm doing, and that is certainly a huge truth to that statement. Though I will get to a solution and a working tool at the end, or it's not even a tool, but it's going to work eventually. Is there a particular reason? Yes, it is, because these are editable. I didn't make it editable. So what I need to do, let's go back into Unreal quickly. Just that. All right. While we're at it, no, let's leave it. Let's leave it for now. In Aurelia, open you. Yes. There we go. Yes, and that's what I wanted. I wanted them to be in the same position as the arm root. Awesome. What I do next is, here's my plan. I want to try and have you at the bottom. Right one. Like this. I'm not sure if it's that even necessary. I could probably have it way further up. But let's just try this. And next, I want you to be in that position, I think. Sorry for hitting the mic. I'm not sure if that sound comes through, but if it is, I'm sorry. It's not what I meant to do. Let's do this. Still getting used to it being in this position. You know, it doesn't really matter whether it's a box, capsule, or sphere, so we're just gonna go with the sphere. I'm gonna make this quite a lot smaller. Let's do it 8. Can I copy you? I don't think I can. Let's just add another one. Let's do an 8. So hopefully this is starting to make a bit more sense to people who's watching. Thinking, what is this man doing? He's out of his mind. Not yet. Not yet. Let's do a no collision. We don't need to generate any overlap events. Let's go through this, make sure. If it is true, this tick will start enabled, but can also be still later on. I don't need you to be tick. I hope. We don't need gravity. I need you to be damageable. Not sure. I don't think I need that. Hidden in game, absolutely visible. I need you to be visible. I can see what I'm doing. I think that could be enough. As a test, let's put down. I can see both. All right. Let's see. So next, now that we have these two, and so what I want to do is in arm animation component, we're not going to do this, are we? No, we are, but this is a different matter. On begin play, do I want to grab one of these? Now we have one of these situations. So we need a way for it to tell, hey, is this changed like a boolean? Need something that tells me on and off. And what does that for me? I want to use this. I want this to happen, of course, when I'm using my lantern. I keep sagging down a bit. It's better, yes. So what I want to do is, when I use my lantern, which is what I'm holding right now, I want the arm to move up. And I have a boolean for that. And not movement in itself, but I have a boolean, which is B is light on, which I hopefully is like, no. Wise words leaving me right now. Which is obvious what it does. I hope it's obvious at least. It's a boolean. That tells me it's true or not. That's what boolean does. Yes, they do. That's what they do. And oh, right. So I'm doing the animation right here. That's fair. That's why I need a function. So that's why I don't need the lerp. Ooh. Hello. All right, so will that work for me? Now I need to check, because so now a word that came to mind. I'm calling this, and it's going to call nothing at this point, but it's going to call something. But it's just going to call it once. And that is the problem. I want it to be called multiple. I can't do a animation in these things. So okay, step back. I'm trying to, most of this is for myself, this explanation, right? I want on take on each frame an animation to lerp to happen, right? To move from its original position, the one pointing down, to its target position, one holding up the lantern. But I need to do it for a certain number of frames. Right now, when I do one toggle, I think that's a single frame. So on that single frame, it's going to swap from the default boolean, which is false, to true, and the light should be visible. Problem is this: if I activate that, if I call the animation function, it's only going to happen on one frame. Then when we enter the next frame, which is, we're going down here, we're entering the next frame, well, it is going to call it again, I guess. Perhaps it's not that bad. Okay, so there's a way for me to test this. I might be mistaken when I say that it's just going to be called once. I think that's wrong now that I look at it. But I need to be sure. Otherwise, I need to move some logic over to the component arm instead. And that logic being fetching whether or not B light is true or false. Okay, so let's create a function. And let's make it public. Because otherwise I can't call it. And it's going to be I'm not returning anything, I'm just doing something. Let's do arm animation. Right. Yes, that should be enough. It's generated in arm CPP. What we're going to do is just a ulog for now. Arm is just started. What are we showing though? I want to know if it's repeatable or if it's happened every frame. Is there a stop to it, or will it always keep happening? Let's see what happens if I do this. I'm not expecting it to actually work though, or rather, it's nothing special is going to happen. Oh, am I on animation? On animation? I am. Never mind. Let's just do this. I need to just see what's going to happen if I do this. Save. I don't feel like I'm... Yep. This is what I think I was worried about. I was hoping this animation, this log to keep on going, but it's only happening once when I press F. So this is not happening the way I'm expecting it. Right, exactly. Okay, so yes, because I press F, so when I press the button, when I press the key F, this trigger, because now player light isn't the null pointer and B light is true, and it's going to do this. However, it only does it once, because once the frame has wants to enter the next frame, whether or not I hold the button down, I don't want to hold it down, so that's why I'm not doing that. When I hold it, either way, if I hold it down or not, it's going to be false because it's only triggered once. That's the initial first time I press down the key. So this is not going to work. Then neither is this. So this part is actually unnecessary too. So what I need to do is I need this one to tell me on tick. I need to call a function, which could be armor animation. So I need to do this animation. And I need a way to tell it to stop at some point. I don't want it to keep going into this loop. Well, it becomes a loop because the true, I want it to trigger by B light is true. So as long as that is true, it will trigger this function I'm going to create. But I wanted to tell, hey, yes, when this is true, do this. But if this is also true, stop doing the initial one and just return. Just don't go through the rest of the code. I think that's what I want. And the way to do that, I believe, is that we're going to do a simple U property. We're going to call it a let's do an int in 32, and let's just call it tick count now. Go back here. Let's do tick count equals 0, and we're going to do this tick count plus, and if tick count, it's not greater than tick count, that's not what we're going for. If it's, let's say it takes 30 frames to do the animation, just yeah, is less than, let's just say 30. I want you to do this. Else sorry. Isn't that really what I want to do? Yes. As long as it's less than 30, do this. If it's higher, greater than 30, or Oh, actually, let's just do... No, because that's 0 to 30, that's 29. So 0 to 29 is 30 frames. So if it's 30, I want you to take the tick count and set it to 0. What should happen now is that it will tick up until it reaches the... goes beyond the statement, and when it's beyond the statement, it will set tick count to 0. And as long as that's true, this will trigger. Otherwise, it's just gonna do a tick count 0 and then return. I think that's unnecessary. Yeah, it was. And we'll do, oh, it's 0. High chance that I need to do a few more if statements at some point, but right now, I want to try this out. I'm gonna go for a recomp. There we go. Unreal's up. Okay. We're going in the right direction. It's just slow. It needs to be done. I think it needs to be done a step at a time. Especially with my current level of experience. Let's go with that. And arm started, arm started. Probably should add something else to it. No, wait, why are you... Oh, right. I'm just taking it to start, aren't I? There's no... Yeah, exactly. So what I should do is also call the blueprint, or no, sorry. I need to call the Boolean that keeps track of light. Right, I need to do it each frame. This is a way for me to limit the number of times it's calling for it. Let's look at that some other time. Right now I need to go for character. Alright, sorry. I need to do a bool. B is light on. Well, the character is going to tell me if B light is on or not. And if it's true, I need you to do this. But what else? Do something else. I think I can do this. Exactly. So it's looking for the character. All right. That should be simple enough. And it's a local one, so it's not stored anywhere. It's also clear my log. So what I'm hoping to see is that there's no arm animation started in the log, unless I need to do a... Alright, perfect. So if I press F, then it does that. And is it continuously doing that? That's a good question. Is it continuously doing that? Let's do other things. Let's see if we can separate our logs a bit. I need to find a different location for my mic. It's actually continuously in my way. Let's do a warning. Not sure what else. Let's do text. Let's call it arm is animating. It's a terrible text, isn't it? But this is happening now. What else? What else is arm stopped? Let's go with that. Or if I do it that way, this is just going to continuously see, hey, this is... No, we're not doing that. What we're doing instead, we're going to remove U. Let's do UE. Animation finished. That's perfect. So actually, we're going to remove view. And for the sake of it, just do a display. We can easily determine where we are. So what's going to happen though, is once this is done, whether or not it's on this side or this side, or is it just going to... So wait, so this will continue to be on. I enter, and let's say it's 30, which means I'm going to go over here and I'm going to set it to 0. It's going to go back, say, hey, I'm still true. Right. Then it's going to go back here and say, oh, tick is 0. Now it's 1. Go in here. Actually, you need to be this part. Right. I could do this. What I mean by that is I could move this part, tick count. Not up here necessarily. Now, I was thinking I could use this to determine that, oh, something along the lines of if it's true. Well, actually, I should be able to do this, shouldn't I? What if I do that? I think there's likely a lot better way to do this. But now I had two conditions, which is, hey, if this is true, do this. And let's say I'm on 30 again. I enter, I see, nope, can't do that. Oh, so we need to do this, which means you need to be this. And tell me, hey, we're past 30, or we're on 30, so let's stop the arm. We're not going to do this part because... well, it might do that, but it doesn't really matter, so we'll go back to this. And we'll look at this. Hey, I'm still true. Go back. Might increase the tick count continuously, which is not good. So I probably need to find a better solution for that, but it will work. The problem is that tick counter will continuously go up until I actually press F. So it could be 10-15 minutes. This could be quite a lot of frames. So it needs to be a better solution. But for now, I want to see the logs stop communicating or telling me what's happening. We'll do this, do this. It just didn't. All right. This didn't happen. Oh. Which makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's just going to skip this part. I'm not skipping that part. All right, we need something else. And that is, I need the tick count on this side. If I tell it to tick, instead of ticking in here, that's an option too, isn't it? I move the tick. I think that could be something. Okay, let's try that. Which is, I'm just gonna move this part like this. So, and I'm gonna do an if. Let's actually remove you for now. So, it's going to start with tick at 0. That's now we're just started the game. No. It needs to be the other way around. So if lights is on and tick is less than 30, view animation. To tick count like that. And I need to remove all but this one. So again, I'm going to repeat this. The goal is for this to happen 30 times, then stop. So what we're actually going to do, combination, let's remove. Is it I rarely use integers. Seems to be this. So we're going to see the tick count in my log, and this is going to happen until 30. And what I need else, no, I need an else in this case. Tick count equals 0. Right. So, okay. I think it's better this time. We activate the light, counter starts for 30 frames. Once it hits 30, we'll jump into else, tell it, hey, we're now 0. And it will repeat itself again. No, it will not, because the only time it will hit this part is if this is true. And the reason this doesn't happen because this is false. No, sorry, this happens because this is false. But I still have a problem with this tick counter going up, up, and up. What if we do this? Hey, true, yes. False, true, yes. Go and do this and then do that. Go back. Is this now true? Well, if this reached 30, this is not going to happen. No, sorry. If tick count at this stage, after a few loops, it's 29. Yes. Add. Go back. Now it's 30. Look for this. Say, hey, is this still true? No. Then jumps down. Okay, so we're not true. We're going to go back into the if statement. See that. No, actually, we're going to go down here. Move past this because this is still true. So it would be great to have something like a continue type of thing. Can I do that? Can I just do a continue? Or will they do it automatically? And I can't use a continue because that's only for 4 loops, isn't it? Or I think continues and breaks. Yeah, I think it seems to be only be for 4 loops. All right, way too much fluff, way too much rambling. Let's try this out. Live coding, start. No, start. Okay. Don't need you anymore. Do this. So, expectations again. I think that stopped, didn't it? I think it stopped. And do that. And another 30. Alright, so let's check. Just be 100% sure. Seems to be... Do I have... Do I need to... Okay, so why I'm saying... Sorry, one side that... I saw the tick number. So it's happening twice, which means I'm doing 60 frames rather than 30, right? Oh, if I do this first. Let's see it again. So from beginning, true. I have frame 0, tick 0. I'm gonna enter, I'm gonna add 1. Do the animation. Go back. Add 1. That makes sense to me. Otherwise it would be... But there's something... I'm missing something. Yes, why is it happening twice? I don't have anything on the character. It shouldn't be begin play because that's not... No, it's definitely down here. This is triggered twice. Why? What am I missing? Let's try this. It's not that, but you never know. You never know. Light is on. Frame 0. We look at that. It's 0. We add 1. Do the animation, which has tick count. Exactly. And then we exit. And we're not doing this. And then we exit this tick. The next time we come back, we go in, we say, hey, yep, yes. Add 1, and we're on 2. When we should be on 1. No, we're on 1, add 2, go, and so on. What's going on? Why is... is that happening? Okay, so we're gonna be like that. Where are we? Let's just do that. Why are you triggering twice? That's what I'm curious about. So... I don't have animation in more than one spot. Look, it doesn't look like I have. Need this. So why? Yes, that's an option. Do I have... Alright, so I've had this issue before. Where... So I can't rename this component. So apparently, I still have it attached, which isn't true. If I do this, now nothing's gonna happen unless I did. Yes, yeah. But it's still doing 2 warnings. I'm doing 1 warning right there. I'm also doing a warning over here. That makes no sense, does it? Oh yeah. Why am I doing it? No, character. That's not animation, that's character. I have 2. That makes sense, does it? No, it says found and not found. It's not found, it's not found, it's just doing... Oh, of course. No, I know what's happening. I know. I know. Where are you? I did a few changes, didn't I? Now found. Therefore, doing that doesn't work. I'm gonna add arm. Still not sure why I can't name you properly. Like that. There we go. That's a beginner mistake. That's a really bad beginner mistake. Going to quickly do a little note. 1 second. 11, 6. Let's say roughly 58. When I get back to editing this VOD, that's going to be an issue. I don't want to go through the entire VOD. It's almost a full hour. So, there we go. Awesome. You see? Thank you so much. All right. Never mind. Wasn't anything important. I hope. Yeah. It is what it is now. Can't do anything about it. Oh. So this was a temporary thing. What I want to do eventually is to say, hey, if current rotation is the same as target rotation, then stop. Anyway, so let's get to it. So first I need, yeah, I think, yeah, that's definitely what I want first. Do I need it to be global though? Do I need to know that? Can't I just make it local and still work? I should be able to do that. And I'm gonna try it out. I don't think I need this. It's going to cause a few issues. I need you. I don't need you. Certainly don't need these. And likely don't need the you either for now. I'm gonna need that eventually. Or not. We'll see. So, current rotation, which is an F rotator. So now I'm looking at the arm root. That's what I want to move, to offset, to animate stuff. Now I need the target rotation. I can't just do this, can I? No. When actually I need to do it in the arm animation. So we're entering automation, we're grabbing the current. We're also actually, what we're going to do first is calculate the target rotation, which is that would depend on who's the target. Let's start one thing. We're going to start from where we are right now to what I've called the active target, right? So we're going to find the vector. Let's call it location, that's fine. Get no. Find component by class. We're going with the U scene component. I believe should be able to just name it here, right? Which is active. What's, isn't it? This one. Can I just do this then? Good, okay. It's that simple. Now they have the location. I should be able to do an F rotator. Target rotation. Don't need U, but I do need location root. Instead. What? You can be const. Just do it. From here. Is it as simple as just doing a interp? Is it that simple? Oh, is this why I need... No, I don't need the current rotation to be a public or private variable. Because I should is a big question. Big one. Current rotation equals... It's an R interp. What am I missing? I've done this before. Just can't remember how I did it. I was pretty sure this it was. thing. What am I missing? Oh, right. I need to do an F rot R interp. Okay, interp. I'll do an interpolation. It's because it's a rotator. Could be that it can't be current rotation. Might be something else. I need to put in delta time too. I see. Okay. Oh, right. So it's not off. Oh, that makes sense. It's this. Yes. Okay. And in where are you? Where are you? Right there. Probably should make you private then, because I'm not going to call you anywhere else. Let's do this. So let's do const and in delta time. Oh, in float delta time. And float. Okay. Target rotation can be made const. I assume so. I assume so. And you need to update. What's your problem now? Const again. I don't need that right now. I need you. All right. So 10-second recap. If true, do this. And what you're doing is grabbing location. You're calculating a rotation. You're grabbing that rotation. You're interpolating between those. Question is, no, right? It's not gonna it's gonna continuously do the interp until it's done. It's just gonna say, hey, for this frame, move this way. And then next frame, where am I at? Oh, you're right here. Okay, move this. I think that's the case. Yeah, I could also do a check, I guess. Oh, right. This is not gonna happen. And instead, that's actually a good point. Let's do this instead. And there's nothing obvious for me right now to like, hey, don't do this. So I think we're fine. We don't know until we try, right? I think we need to do this, then this. Let's run Unreal again to see where we're at. So my concerns are that we are not doing a proper lerp. Then again, oh, doing that twice. Did I? Okay, so no more target rotation anyway, right? Try it again. This looks more promising. All right. Let's clear the log. Let's do this. Actually, no. Oh, there we go. Need a bit more room for the viewport. I can tell you right away that did not work. What am I missing now? Okay. The arm root active. Yes. What could be the case is that it's really slow, the interpolation. So, to double check that, we're going to log temp, so warnings, it's easy to read. Let's do text. Interpretation. We're going for a F rotator. So I assume, I've never done one for this data type before. But I assume it's similar to vector. Looks like it is. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna do that and that went really fast. What does that mean? It's my arm in a weird location. You're still here. Like that. So, what? Why are you doing what you're doing right now? So, okay. Trying to remember this again. Which is... I never remember the pitch yaw and rolls thing. So, I think it's pitch down, yaw around its own axis like this, then roll like that. And... oh. Of course. Of course. God. If I'm rotating the parent, then the child will also rotate. Hello, Kev. How you doing? You just entered in a really awkward situation. I'm doing some really stupid stuff. I'm rotating a parent. Well, I don't want to rotate it. Well, I do. I'm also rotating the children, which is the target of the rotation. Oh, God. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm doing great. I'm feeling great, but I feel also slightly dumb. Partially because the explanation I just gave you doesn't make sense at all. In essence, I have a root, this arm root, I want to rotate it. And I'm using these two scene components as targets. Depending on which one is target right now, I want the arm root to rotate to the same rotation. But when I do that, I'm also rotating my targets because they are children to my parent. So I'm just rotating. Oh, you want to rotate even more, even more, even more, and more and more. I'm just keep going in an endless cycle of rotation. Awesome stuff. Fun. So, what's up? Your name has game dev in it, so I assume you're also doing these ridiculous thing called game development then. And I need to make things right. No, that's why I'm feeling dumb. The fact that they are children of the parent is the main reason why I'm feeling dumb right now, because they shouldn't have been from the very beginning. I don't want them to rotate with the parent at all. Though what I wanted was them to have the same initial location, which should be the same as the parent. But then I want them... All right, let's just do this. It's easier to be visual. I'm likely overcomplicating things, but this is just for me to have something visually in my viewport to see what happens with my rotation. This is a placeholder arm, which should be to the arm root. That's fair because I'm going to rotate the arm root and therefore the arm mesh will rotate up and down. I have two targets, one down here, which is the idle when you don't use your arm, and this one when you use your arm. And these should be independent, but when I launch the blueprint, I want them to be at the location of the arm root, so I don't have to manually kind of find a position for them. I just had to move it up and down. Again, I'm very aware that this is overcomplicating things, but I think it could be a fun thing to try out. That's all I'm trying to do right now, just to see if it's a feasible idea to have this type of rotation or mechanic. We'll see. Right now, I feel like I'm just throwing myself into something unnecessary, but it's an experience. That's what it is. So yeah. I don't know. Does that explain things? I hope so. But we'll see what the end result will be. And don't need you to... And in this... And I need to remove you from the parent. Oh, it does? Well, I'm glad it makes sense for someone else, because I'm starting to question my logic. But if it makes sense, then I'm happy with it. So we need to remove these from the root, though. What is... Let's just make you to the regular root, I think. And I have the tendency, since I started learning C++ or coding in general, I started this thing where I wanted everything to be part of code. Like, oh, the initial position needs to be done in code. I need to do the next position in code, rather than saying, hey, that target thing, just add it to your blueprint. Perhaps have a check to make sure that it's there when you launch, so that could be in code. But everything else, just add it, just move it around, and 2 minutes later you're done. But no, I need to do everything in code. I don't know. Is it a thing for coders? Like when you first get into it, you just want to do everything with code. It's definitely for me. Perhaps it's for someone else too. I feel the same way. All right. That should, though, remove them from parent. All right, awesome. I mean, I have a few things that I do in life that are unique to me, stupid things, but I don't want more than the list. I don't want the list to grow. So if people feel the same, do the same mistakes as me, that makes me feel a bit more involved with others. Okay. So Kev, question is though, as a game dev, I assume that's what you are. What are you working on? Are you Unreal man, or do you go for Godot? I've seen a lot of Godot users. So perhaps that's where you're working with. So my next step then. All right. Yeah. I think that's a fair approach. Unreal for 3D games and Godot for 2D. Definitely. It's been really hard to... I wanted to use Unreal for one 2D game. I worked with a few friends back. We tried it out, but I don't know. Unreal has some things that need to improve on that side. So yeah, I can see Godot or perhaps even Unity be a better choice for 2D. Let's go with this. Oh, just all right. I need to confirm that this is. All right. Okay. And now you're down there. Yep, that makes sense. So let's do a rough approximation this time. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh yeah, deprecating things. Yeah. Well, I used to have a better opinion of Unity, even before like the controversy that happened with it like a year or two ago. Used to work for a company and we were doing the VR stuff, and back then, this is like 2017, 18, probably even let's say 19. Like back then we were like, yeah, of course you're going to use Unity for VR. I think that was just a year or so before Unreal actually got really good at it. I might be mistaken, a few years or months. Anyway, we tried 19, nothing worked. Everything's, I'm not sure if it was just deprecated, but it definitely didn't work for us. So the entire version of that Unity had to just be scrapped, at least for our pipeline. So we had to go back. I think we went back 2 versions, and we started to make look into Unreal. It's just killed everything for us. Unluckily enough, we were like early development, so we could do that. But if we had to stick through it and kind of force our way through it, that would be terrible. So I'm glad we made that jump. But I actually left the company later on for another opportunity here in Gothenburg instead, rather than Stockholm. But yeah, Unity, I don't see a reason to use it today. It's not my thing. Okay, so I think it's rotating roughly the way I want. It's kind of hard to tell. So I want to double check. That makes sense. Don't want you to be. So what? Like this? Sure. Yeah, that's partially the problem. A big one. The developers definitely, I think they definitely should do what Unreal or Epic are doing, which is developing Fortnite, right? That's really smart. So I think that they were planning or actually working on a similar project, but it was scrapped by management. I think that's what I've heard. So take it with a pinch of salt. So it's, although developers certainly have their flaws and reasons to be like the main problem with what Unity is today, I think management seems to be the bigger culprit the last like 3-4 years. Yeah, exactly. And again, I think they're not looking at Unity as a game engine. At least that's what it looks like to me from the outside, right? They should. It feels, I don't know what to feel about Unity, what they're going for. Then maybe that's a problem. We can't really see where they're going with the engine. Just It's so much fluff and uncertainties. We don't know what's going on. Right. Oh, actually, I moved it around a bit, so let's check what's going on. Did you move now? Alright. I'm not sure if my idea is actually working. Yeah, that's probably... that's a big problem, isn't it? Oh, why should I, as a potential user, know what to do with your engine if you don't know what to do with it yourself, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing. What the hell am I doing? What I'm doing is overcomplicating things. Yeah, that's not even close. Wait, what? Am I rotating the wrong thing? Because that's where I want you to point at. And I'm moving it upwards. Is that possible? Rotation. Perhaps it should be set. The arm root set relative. Look, not sure if this is the case. Right. Wait, what? Okay. Let's see how long I can force myself to make this a thing. Because right now I feel like I'm probably doing a lot of overcomplications. I'm questioning the validity of this solution I have and why I'm not using something that's already built in Unreal. It would be so much easier for me to go to Blender, do an animation, export that FBX to Unreal, have the animation system do its thing, and it will work, rather than this likely simple solution, but since I'm not a coder in the background, don't have much experience with it, it becomes this fluffy, overcomplicated thing. Or is it? Well, so what am I? So I'm trying to rotate this arm root that has 0 rotation, that points in one direction. And I want it to rotate to this point. In either pitch or yaw. And that's... no. I need to lock my jaw, I think. So a decision needs to be made. Is it worth my time to do this. Because chances are, even if I do make it and it works, move forward, let's say, a few months, and I want to update my animation, I'm not going to use this either way, right? Never thought I would, but it was just thinking it would be a fun thing to create. Alternatively, we could just do a visibility thing, because it's like pre-alpha stuff. So instead of doing an animation, we can just make it visible. Yeah. All right. We're pivoting. We're pivoting. I am. Well, thanks for the follow, Kev. Really appreciate that. Are we killing this completely? Not sure if I have to. I can just leave it. Or it's easy to kill. Just to make sure I don't use it in the future. Oh, you gave me an error. Why are you giving me an error? You didn't. Okay, never mind. Alright, character. And a quick cleanup to make sure we don't use stupid stuff, which means these go. These needs to go. We still need the arm mesh, or we're gonna have it parent the root. Oh, sorry, a child of the root instead of what's now not gonna even exist. And I need to turn you off. Where are you? Let's go like that. We don't need you. Alright, so now we only have the mesh. That's perfect. I hope. Let's see what eventual errors. Oh, of course. Of course, our animation is going to complain. Let's go with illusion. More problems. Oh, of course. That's going to be an issue. There we go. No? Didn't you want to launch? No? Alright. Oh. Oh. And it's launching. Is that correct? Yes, it's correct. And yeah, everything's working as it did before, so that's a good thing. And check the blueprint. Those two spheres needs to go. And we're more or less back to where we were. So let's see. We need to move you out there. Then a rotation roughly in place. That. And inside Unreal, I want to see if that's close. I do think though that it could be slightly different. And we're gonna thin it out a bit. Don't need that thick arm. We're gonna try a... what's a good lantern shape? We could try a cylinder. Another one. Don't need you like that. That's a big one. It's all the wrong things. What's that? It's terrible. I'm going to pick you up. That's good enough. Then we are adding you back to arm. The question is, if I hide the parent, will that also hide the child? No, it doesn't. So, and we're back to that thing again. Do I want to add this type of code directly into my character C++ stuff? Or should I just do a blueprint for this? I do try to keep the character code as clean as possible. Just keep it to the enhanced input system. I'm not sure if that is a valid approach. It's the approach I want to take because I don't like mixing things up. As I can just, the more I do with the code, the more likely it is to be broken. Wait, what? Why are you over there? That wasn't what we agreed on. Is it because I moved it? Oh yeah, okay. Right, back to where I was. So code or blueprint? Blueprint is going to override, but I don't think that's a problem. Let's go into the blueprint. And let's go with the gameplay. So I need to have access to that. That's a good question. I don't seem to have access to that Boolean. And that's because it's not blueprint readable, I think. And it's in... No, it is. Alright, so if I do this, B is... God, it's even difficult in Blueprint. Why though? Shouldn't be. It's in public. Right. Why isn't it visible to me? Oh, there you go. Not sure what's going on. Probably misspelled. Alright, so if this is true, which what is a branch? Is that the one I'm looking for? Yeah. Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. It's been a while. This is not what I want, is it? This is trying to figure out two things. And now I'm back to a point where my knowledge is failing me. I don't like that. Do I need to do a custom event? No, I don't need that because this is this is set in code. So if it's true, I need to do something, which is to I need to grab you. It's a toggle of set. What's the difference? What's the difference? Don't worry about it. I'm just glad that you're here, man. Trying to figure out what we were talking about last time I saw you. It's been a while. Is it things happening in life? All good? I hope so. So what's the difference? That's life. That's what we need, right? Toggle. Oh, can I do? Oh, that could be better, actually. So you're making progress with your game. No, this needs to be set, I think. Off and propagate, yeah. That's fair. That's really fair. It's part of the process. All right, that's cool. Shaders can be really cool. I have a colleague at work right now. He's like one of those wizards when it comes to shaders. He does things that I don't even think it's possible to do. It's amazing to see. So I think shaders is a really good place to go. You can get some really cheap, cool effects using shaders. So, and if it's fun, even better, right? You're giving me an error, of course you are. Why? Oh, this is not. What? Oh, the mesh, of course. That's fair. So there's a website. Oh god, what's the name of it? Is it Shader Toys? I always get that recommended by that call. They always recommends me that website. Yeah, I think it's Shader Toy. So if you want to look that up, I think that could be a great place to start just for inspiration, if anything. And I do think you could do some shader programming in the browser, so you can see the results straight away. And of course, share stuff if you want to. You don't have to, but you could. Yeah. And then you have the code to make it if you need to. Yeah, I'm telling you, shaders, if you can learn shaders, you can create some amazing stuff. I think that actually what he, not to go into too much detail, but he was doing something really large scale. I'm talking like real world scale, universal scale. We're making something really big. And the shader thing he was doing is just like a replica of real world sky, I think it was, or something like that. It's just amazing. And it's all code, like all math and algorithms. It's beyond me, but it's cool to see when people do it. Right, you need to be edited default. No. So instead, what is it? It's called, it's a blueprint. Read write, right? Now I assume that's a dot, needs to be a comma. And then we're gonna give him errors. So I'm going to turn you down. Turn you off, not down. It's one thing I hope to do with shaders, at least post-process stuff. I wanted to have something affect the depth of my world, at least what the players can see. I do have a quick demo, don't I? I have so many levels by now. I don't remember them all. I think it's this one. There's a kind of cool effect. If I had it connected, no, it wasn't connected this time. But in essence, what it did was it took the scene depth and gave me a black and white mask. So I was thinking, well, that could be cool to kind of integrate into the camera somehow, like limit the distance the player can watch, see things. Right now, I don't think I need it because it's so dark in my levels either way. So I don't think I have to artificially make it more dark. But it was kind of cool. Also, you could use it as a exposure thing. So you added it to your post-process. And one problem I see in games is that when you get close to something, especially in a very dark environment, the settings in post-process and things like that tend to make lights very dim. But with this material, you could actually have lights be more exposed as you get close to them. So it would be brighter the closer you are, and as you move away, they would dim down again. And it could make things a lot easier to see what's going on. But then again, it doesn't seem like I need it. Let's see. Okay, so all this working. You're not super straight, are you? But you should be. What's going on? Okay. That's better. I mean, you're probably looking at the best of the best, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I can think, like, I can look at myself, looking at how coding is done by others. I've gone through some of the Unreal source code And I'm thinking, this is hieroglyphs. I have no idea what I'm looking at. This is insane. So start where you're at, man, and just make slow progress. Oh, oh, thanks. Oh, thanks, man. I thought you were still on the shaded toy thing. Oh, awesome. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's relative, right? It's not complicated though. The things I'm doing right now, the fog stuff. I'm actually planning on making a tutorial regarding like how I've done it and things like that. So I'm gonna post that in the upcoming. It's gonna be a while because I'm going on vacation next week, but it's gonna be fun. It's just a simple volumetric fog with a few twists to it. It's not overly complicated. I think you just a bit of time and a few tutorials, you can recreate it. But thanks, I appreciate that. It's one of those things. You look at it yourself and you're like, is this good? Because you're always your worst critic, right? So if you think it looks cool, that's great. I'm happy. Oh yeah, it is absolutely a different world. It's surreal thinking that that could be something someone else similar to me made. That's insane. Let's see. All right, coding, blueprint, toggle. So what I need you to do. I'm not doing this correctly. I am not. This can't be begin play. It needs to be tick. If I don't do it on tick, nothing's gonna happen. Assume this should be good enough. So on begin play, set the visibility to off. Do for all the children. Then look for this on tick. Do this if it's true. Do this if it's not true. All right. Let's try it out. So arm isn't showing. Oh. Oh, right. Right. Right, so the system right now is set up that once I press that button, it will only be true for a single frame. And then it will go back to false. That's not what I want. I need something else that keeps track of whether or not this should be turned on or off. No, wait a second. Wait a second. If each time I press the button, have I done something in my previous code? Yeah, see in a bit. Is this enough? This could be enough. Nope, it cannot. Each time I press. What if we do this then? All right. That's almost there. And okay, so let's do this. No, not that one, this one. What if we do this? It's up. Okay, so almost. I mean, I'm not breaking anything. Oh, that once could be a problem, actually. Exactly, because I'm actually just doing it once. The reset, though, how does that work? Reset if false. Does that work? Okay, so it's closer, we're closing in. It's not what I expected. There's also a possibility that I need to do a let's try this. I don't know what to call this. Let's just call it new bar for now. Move you in, set, no. Gonna get you, gonna compile. Should I instead? There's also the option to use rest, isn't there? E something? No, it's not custom. Let's see. There's a pressed button thing. Can't remember what it's called. Oh, what are these? Okay, so I do have these things. Well, how's that helping me? Okay, so I have this. So if it's triggered. No, dude, is it this simple? Doesn't feel like it is. But then again, it is. Awesome. We should also start as false, but it starts as true. It also doesn't start. Again, into this part where No. There's no visibility checked at this point, so what if... I don't want it to be... It should be this, because perhaps... So why is it doing this? I want it to be set visibility to false on begin play. That is happening if I don't do this. If I do that, was it the event tick thing that triggered it? Okay. I mean, fair. Fair. It's working, it's working. Awesome. Awesome. My water just ran out, so I'm gonna grab some more. And I'll be right back. Got to turn my mic back on. Awesome. Simple mistakes just keep piling up. One thing we could do. That's quick. We could just do this. This is probably gonna look really bad. Yep. Was my mic off again? Didn't I turn it on? Insane. Insane. Alright, name of the effect. What's it called? Where the dark parts are on the outside of the mesh and on the inside it's bright. What's the name of it again? Alright, let's see if we can find out what it is. It's not that effect. Alright. Let's just do that, see what happens. It's not radio graded. You're not helping at all, are you? It's neither of these. Yeah. Ah, there you go. Now we got it. Fresnel. That's the one we're looking for. We're looking for Fresnel. Is that the correct Fresnel? I thought it was only 2 inputs. Oh, it looks like it's the correct one. Yeah. This is how you use it, right? Almost closing in. All right. Yeah, that works. It's just a simple material, nothing fancy. Getting there. Just a bit more glow. Perhaps we should do it this way instead. It's a bit too much, but all right. Yeah. Also, going for, let's use temperature instead. Let's add the character back into the world so I see what's going on. It's completely gone. More reddish color. Brighter one. Yellow, more yellow one. Let's go with a darker one. Darker red. Okay, so with these things... Yeah, we're discarding these. And we can do a quick one because I don't have much more time today. My regular primary job starting at 9, so need to prepare for that. But we could try and check if the old blueprint is still working, because I'm not sure. This one. Where are my lights? I think that works. Yes. So sanity is going down, but it's going down very slow. And where is the controls for that? I think it's in character. In play state. Let's bump it up a bit so we can see what happens. Do it like this. Okay, so it's not fast, but it's something. So I expect when I interact with this, I expect it to go back to 100%, but I also expect to lose lantern oil. I think it was about 25%. So let's wait till 90, then we'll try it out. There we go. Yeah, from 90 to 65, successfully restored sanity. And if I try it again, station has already been used. Okay, so it works. That's great. That was really quick. Next one is also likely to be a very quick one. So using a blueprint, I think that is overkill. The upside is, no, it's not overkill, because I have a ton of these variables on the blueprint. What is overkill though, I think it's adding an exponential height fog to it. Let's do this. Compile. Let's see if it still works. Yes. Because what are the settings on this? It's only the volumetric fog. Alright. Let's do it this way. Where's the... It's right there. Okay. I'm going to do this. Add you to the center. And we're going to look for volumetric. Add it. Then back in this blueprint, we're going to remove you. And if I do this, nothing's changed. Awesome. But what I want next is... I have no access to this in code. It's all part of this blueprint. And it needs to... This needs to be true. But before that, I wanted to confirm whether or not there's an exponential height fog in the scene that's needed. Not an actor. Is it an actor? Is the exponential high fog considered an actor? As it should be, right? Because I can place it in the scene. Yep, that was true. Awesome. And then I must check if it's valid. That's not the one. Let's do this side. And if it's not valid, do a print string. That's it. Do we need it to print to screen? No, log is enough. Let's try that. And then I'm gonna temporarily remove you. Do this error. That's a lot of errors. About now. They're gonna give me PR. Oh, of course. Yes. No. So are we getting the error somewhere? We are. All right. Awesome. I would like it to be a color though. Isn't it possible to make it a color on in the log? Doesn't look like it. Because I want the warning. Right now it's just telling me nothing really. Well, it is, but it's not enough. So let's do it this way instead. Yep, there we go. And everything's working. Perfect. So we'll add back the fog. Try again. No warning. Awesome. Awesome. And all right, let's confirm that also. Cool. Oh, that's some weird artifacts. Is that coming through? I think it is. Weird. 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 Nothing too big though. Not worried about that right now. Set you as done. Okay, so should we do that part too? Thinking one, I assume optimization I could do is this one right here. I'm creating a, what is it doing though? I should probably look at that first, or I do something I will regret. Am I even using it? It doesn't look like I am. I'm not even using it, so why even try? Alright, so in theory then, I should be able to do this. Yeah. As always, we're going to restart Unreal since we've done a change in the header. To confirm that we haven't broken anything. Alright. Checking the warnings that I've never recognized, I've seen before. Or I probably have, but it's been a long time. You go up. Perfect, stay there. Is the smoke fog moving away from me like I wanted to? Yes. I need to get close and it moves away. Awesome. Perfect. Means that's done too. Not that I've seen, no. I agree. Yeah. What I want with the music is to find, like, the problem I have is the copyright thing, right? My first VOD was actually completely struck. Not that it affected my channel to the point where I have to do some legal stuff and things like that, but no sound was able, I could use any of the sound I have on my first VOD. So that sucked. So that is now gone from a 2-hour stream to a 20-minute sped up, no sound, well, music, but yeah. My point is I haven't found any good, well, it's decent cop music right now, but I want some more metal stuff. Would love that. I'm a more of a metalhead than whatever this is. Okay. Well, I've really, I mean, I understand that it's probably not uncommon, right? But I've noticed that you, and I'm sure this is common knowledge, it has to be, but the last 3 or 4 VODs I've done, I've separated the tracks. So I'm working with DaVinci Resolve. I can mute all the music and add proper music later on if I need to or want to. So if there is a copy strike, I can just go in, cut that out, and replace it with something else. But I was playing things like Metallica, Slipknot, like the super red zone copy strike stuck things on my first VOD. The last 6 ones, I've just used these YouTube music copyright thing. But I actually got a strike on that one too at some point, but that wasn't a bad one. So I have a question for you then. Do you upload your VODs like unedited? Because that's where I'm at right now if I want to do that, or heavy edit to remove things like, well, drinking water. Do people want to see that? Do we want to see when I do the be right back sign? Let's just remove that too. But I'm like, that's 3 hours. You're thinking about it? Yeah. That's certainly something I look at. I've already looked up whether or not I can do it with my current setup. And it seems I have the hardware. But there's, yeah. So here's the thing. Well, so yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going for that. That's my direction too. I want to dual stream. But losing your VOD, I think there's a thing you can do to permanently keep it on Twitch. And that is make it into a highlight. I don't want to do that, because I don't see VODs being a thing on Twitch. That's more of a YouTube thing. But if you wanted to, I think you can just publish then make it a highlight. Yes. Well, you can still do it, but there's a limit, right? I don't know what it was before. This is before that change happened before I started streaming. But now you have like a 100-hour limit, I think, of highlights. So I don't know. We're talking VODs, and yeah, 100 hours. Before this, yeah. Well, the thing, so what is the benefits of having those old? I mean, I kind of want to keep them, those old VODs. Let's say we're a few months in, we have 200 hours of streaming. Do people go back and watch the first 100 hours, or even the first 150? I don't know. It gets viewers. Yeah, but do the old one do that? I can't remember my first 5 VODs I've done. I think they're stuck on the same level. True. Absolutely. I agree with the idea that it's hard to find people purely through streaming. You want to do it through YouTube. You had someone ask me about it. Okay. Okay. So wait, so no one's asked for the old VODs, or was it something else? I had someone ask me about it a bit ago. On my super old Twitch, no one ever asked though. So that's my thing. If the old VODs bring in 2 people, is it worth the time to even upload them? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing I'm thinking of. Outliers are likely the case. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out because I don't know. All I know is what I've seen other YouTubers talk about, other Twitch streamers talk about. So for me, these are new things. But I do feel that you want the VODs up there, but I don't expect the old ones to generate anything at all, pretty much. If one or 2 people, maybe 10, find my content through the old ones, I'm super happy. That's more than I expected. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm taking it one step at a time. I think I linked to YouTube in my bio. I need to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I did. And true. I mean, my YouTube account is more, I think, more active right now than the stream. But that was kind of expected, I think, in general. Oh, awesome. Thanks for looking that up. It's always great to have someone else just confirm that it's there. But yeah, I'm definitely going the route where dual or multi-streaming at some point. Probably when I get back in a few weeks, I'll set that up. But I do have some other things that I feel are higher priority right now, and I can always download the VOD from Twitch, make a few edits, and upload them. What do you think about having a separate channel for your VODs then? Do you use the same channel, or do you separate them? Because I'm considering separating my VOD channel from my main YouTube channel, because I want to upload other stuff to YouTube. You're not sure if you want to separate them or keep them in one channel? Is that what I'm getting at? Yeah. I just don't want... So I'm thinking there's 2 different audiences for those type of content. So... Okay, I'll look them up. Because I'm thinking there's 2 separate audiences, the type of content, right? The ones that watch the VODs are not necessarily the ones that will watch the other content you'd make. and I'm looking more at creating tutorial content for the main channel or trailers or things like that while I'm uploading VODs to a separate channel. I haven't done that yet, but I'm in the process of doing it. I'm not sure if I should continue though. All right. Okay, but he's also multi-streaming then, I assume, because I think that's automatic if you're multi-streaming, or if you're streaming on YouTube, period, then it automatically ends up in live. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. That's actually really good. Smart. So perhaps... then I might just do the multi-streaming as soon as possible and upload old VODs to a playlist. There's going to be like 8, 9 of them. Best of both worlds? Yeah, I agree. I can't remember who I saw. I think it was a video from... What's his name? Critical One. I'm not a super fan of him, but I saw one video he was talking about. And for him, doing the multi-streaming was absolutely dead on. A perfect thing to do. He was oh yeah, that's his name, yeah. Isn't it Critical something? Or am I completely... No, it's, like I said, it's Queen. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of his content, rarely watched it, but this one kind of hit the spot for me. He was talking about doing multi-streaming, and what he said made sense, and he was showing data to back it up. I'm hesitant a bit because he's a big streamer, he's already famous, so his data is going to look very different compared to mine. But the point of uploading to YouTube to get traction and multi-streaming at the same time it's probably the best way to go. Because I looked at how would you find me on Twitch, and I have maybe not 1 viewer, but 2, 3 per stream, if that's my max. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. It's more of a necessity now, an obvious thing to do than anything else. Yeah, makes total sense. And if it's not much more effort, just make sure your computer can handle it and it's not burning up while you're streaming, then it's not really that much more effort. It takes probably 5 more minutes at the beginning of each stream to make sure everything looks nice and works. Then you're off, and it's the initial thing that's the difficult part. Oh yeah, you're running a beast. Yeah, that's also a second. That's another bottleneck, I guess. I'm thinking I'm fine. I'm running steadily on 7,500 bits rate right now. Well, it's 6.1 on OBS. So I think I'm fine. We could get a lot of things, like a lot of time and like enjoyment out of a good PC. The internet is the bane, yeah. I'm really happy with the internet in Sweden. We're kind of spoiled when it comes to internet. Mine is insane. I think I'm paying, it might be a lot, but I don't know, but I think mine is like $40 or something like that a month. And I'm easily, I have no issues. I can't remember the exact like numbers, but I have no issue. That doesn't sound too good. Ooh, $100 a month? Really? That's quite a lot, isn't it? I'm not familiar with the numbers other than my own. Yeah, that is terrible. Is it almost like a monopoly on the internet and cell phone services in the US? Or at least it's down to 2 maybe 3 big players. And it also depends on your state. Yeah, I mean, there's a downside to capitalism too. It's not necessarily the ideal thing. Well, we do have capitalism in Sweden too, so I'm not sure. Perhaps it's just the situation in different countries. I mean, there's probably good things in the US when it comes to prices too, although I'm looking at the last 3-4 years. As far as I know, the prices for everything has gone skyrocketing in the US. True, yeah. Good point. It's similar to democracy, I'd say. We don't have anything better right now. There's flaws, but we don't have anything. No, definitely not. But that also summarizes the entire like mankind. We don't have anything better right now, so we'll work with what we have. But yeah, but $1,000, that's no, sorry, $100. That's insane. True. There's nuance. Everything has nuance. But if you look at the average, though, if you look at average, let's call it single rule states, I'd say you probably aren't better off than with democracy. I would think the average is what we're going for. We'll have years and yeah. I mean, we will have in all times, and no matter what type of rule or system you use, there will always be periods of bad things in general. True, we're in a like a downslope, what do you call it, valley right now. Looking at history and the data, you will probably see like a curve going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Oh, really? It's that bad. So that's purely for non-fiber internet? That's insane. I think if you... Yeah, that is bad. And is that like for the country in general or just like your area? No other option, yeah. Monopolies, yeah. That's unfortunate, it really is. Because oh, so it's a local monopoly? Because I'm pretty sure there's more than one player when it comes to cell phone service in the US. But if it's a local thing... Oh, yeah. That's not good. Not good at all. Oh, okay, so it's... Oh, so it's even more complicated. Yeah. Yeah. We have, here in Sweden, we have also like a big player, but you also have many small players, and they tend to give you offers that are competitive, both on the internet side and the cell phone side. So usually you wouldn't have local competitions like that. So your cell phone is $7 a month? Dude. I wouldn't say it compensates for the internet by any means, but that's insane. That's a lot cheaper than I get. I think my internet and cell phone are roughly the same. I think I pay probably $80 a month for both. Yeah, I'm more or less the same. I don't have any. My internet is probably the lowest you can get, like data wise. True. I mean, if you can get by with that, why not? I rarely call someone. The only thing I do is use Wi-Fi. Like, if you want to get in contact, you do it through Messenger, whatever chat options you have. And if you want to call someone, I do it rarely, once or twice a week, probably. And that's usually my parents. And emergencies. But isn't, like, we're talking like 911 or 112 that we have in Sweden. Isn't emergencies free? Like, to use? Either, no matter what, I think. Yeah. Oh. Oh, right. The doctors. Oh, that's true. That's not a 911. At least not... I assume ambulance, though, is 911. Isn't it? Like regular doctors, if you want to go to the hospital, that's one thing. If you need an emergency ambulance, that's still... Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, it's fun talking. Although I'm not saying it's fun to hear your situation. There's a few really bad stuff going on there, but it's nice. It's fun in hearing about different cultures. Yeah, no protection is using a normal number. Yeah, it's very different. And healthcare, that's a beast in itself. Yeah, exactly. I can understand that. It is understandable to want to do some dogging, especially since I would say the current. I'm sure. It's famous for its let's call it less stellar approval across the world, I would say. I mean, the only thing I can complain about here in Sweden is probably the lines. I haven't been sick, so like seriously sick, so I can't say if the lines are horrendous, but I've heard stories, but it's still understated. Yeah. Oh, it's that bad. Well, maybe save some money, and if it's really that bad, move. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if it's that bad, that might be the only option. I don't really understand why it needs to be that way too. Right. Oh shit, look at the time though. Look at the time. As always, it's a lot of fun chatting, but I have less than 15 minutes to get ready for work. I mean, yeah, programming to another country. Yeah, not sure what you meant by program to another country, but if it's an option you see and you want to seek it out, go for it, man. I'm cheering for you. Oh, have I missed a setting? There you go. All right. Ah, shit. I need to look at that. Of course, I missed something. That's me in a nutshell. Let's just type that down. Twitch. Awesome. All right. I really need to go. Awesome talking to you, man. And I'll see you around. It's going to be a few days until next time, but I hope you're doing well. Yeah, have a good one. All right. And for everyone else potentially watching, it's nice. It was a good stream. We got a few things done. Hopefully I'll have a more clear vision for the next stream. Probably not, but we'll hopefully. And after that, we'll have a few weeks of vacation, so it's going to be a while until the next time, after Sunday at least. So have a good day, and I'll see you all around. Bye.